Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. This is fifth live streaming. Today is 2022 Rainwater Tiger, March Greywater Rabbit, and today is 19th the Shin Metal with Goat, and the hourly pillar in the United States is Wu Earth and Dog. Hello from Germany. Yeah, today looks balanced, especially between the wood and the earth. Two wood and two earth and the earthly branches. It's pretty much balanced time right now. Maybe not in Germany. You guys can ask any question anytime. Yeah, since these pillars of right now looks balanced, let's look at this one first. Yeah, what time is there right now? 1 a.m. maybe? Yeah, if we consider this one as a one spot chart, I draw the circle at the Shin metal because this is a daily master. If a person born in this time, this is one's chart. Okay, 1 a.m. Hello, B. Cole. Hello, Jamie Anderson. Okay. So this is the time of the United States right now, March 19th at 7 p.m. I just picked the pillars for today, this time, and let's consider this one as one's chart. So I put the daily master Shin metal in the middle here, and let's draw a little bit each element. So there's two wood, so I might draw this one maybe bigger like that. Seems like there are a lot of earth as well, and there's no fire, so I'll just draw small for now. And water a little bit, but just on the heavenly stem, so it is maybe bigger than fire but smaller than other element. Maybe metal is also a little bit small. This is the approximate measurement. This is how I start reading Batsa, like to figure out which element is stronger and which element is weaker. Looks like wood and earth are bigger. We cannot say which one is stronger, but I think wood is a little bit more stronger because first, it is located on the monthly pillar and the yearly pillar. And I said monthly pillar takes a lot of partiality, about like 30 to 40%. And the yearly pillar is about 20%. If it is located on year and month, that is usually bigger than the other two, day or hour. So I draw a little bit bigger on the wood. I do not consider about the stars or punishment or clash first. Just purely calculate the size of the 5 element first. That's the beginning of reading the chart. And then we can add, oh, there is a punishment, or there could be a combination, or there could be a clash. That's the next step. The tiger and rabbit, it is a part of seasonal combination. For someone who is not familiar with seasonal combination, it's the 3 branches of one season. So tiger and rabbit and dragon are the 3 wood character for the spring. Dragon is earth, but it is like in a seasonal aspect, it is in the spring wood season. So if they are located in one's chart together, tiger, rabbit, dragon, that creates really solid wood energy. But there's no dragon, just 2 constitute, we can say 2/3 seasonal combination of the wood. So that gives little more score for the wood dominant energy. And this is also part of the combination, the rabbit and the goat, if somebody knows. It's a triple combination, but it's not really perfectly formed, the combination. So there's a possibility to create the triple combination of the wood. And tiger and dog is also part of triple combination of fire. Sorry for many combinational aspects, but yeah, these 3, tiger, horse, and goat, dog, the 3 branches are creating triple combination of fire. But I don't really consider that in this chart because dog and the tiger are quite far away. It is on the month, it is on the year and the hour. So it's quite far. It doesn't really create the triple combination. It is more accurate to say that there are many other things between dog and the tiger, so they are not really into the fire combination yet. That's my final picture. And if we put the 10 spirits over there, the metal as myself is the friendship spirit, and the mother of the metal, the earth, will be the input as a mother spirit, and water is the child as an output, and then the element that daily master controls. I'll put daily master here. So daily master's element is friendship spirit usually. No, always, not usually. So what daily master controls will be the wealth spirit, and the element that controls daily master, the fire, will be the official spirit. So that's the 10 spirits we have learned last couple weeks. So which 10 spirit is strong and which 10 spirit is weak? So wealth, we can say wood is strong. Wood can be dominant energy. And at the same time, the wealth spirit is dominant. And you can say mother. Mother is second biggest here. So mother spirit can be dominant. That's why I said it is making a balance between wood and the earth. So mother spirit, earth, and the wealth spirit, the wood, is kind of creating the balance. And I'll just show you the other picture. If we consider daily master is metal, the mother spirit is earth. So there are 3 earth here. Child spirit is the water, and wealth spirit, the wood, and there's no fire. There's a fire in the dog. It is stored in the dog a little bit. So that's the first thing we want to look at. Which element is bigger? And what is that spirit? What is that 10 spirit? Okay, there's a question. Is the day stem always considered to be the daily master? Yes, always. But we don't really say the daily master, daily stem as the friendship spirit, but we consider that same element as daily master as the friendship spirit. So anyway, daily master is equal to myself, that is equal to friendship spirit. And if we divide the my side and the other side, usually myself as a friendship spirit and the mother spirit as input, those 2 elements are my side, which make my chart, someone's chart, this is not my chart, someone's chart strong, and the other 3 elements makes the chart weak. Child, wealth, and official, those 10 spirits make the chart weak. So if we divide these 2, the daily master as a metal and the earth as a mother spirit is the my side. These 2 are my side, and then the other 3 are the other side. If we want to determine the chart is strong or weak, we compare these 2. If my side is strong, if my side looks bigger, the chart is strong. And if the other side elements are bigger, that is the weak chart. So that's the my side and the other side. First, good compatibility, about 40 to 50% of the compatibility question is about the Yongshin. There's a wealth spirit dominant and mother spirit dominant. Let's compare those 2. My purpose of this live stream is not about reading the chart and then just give you guys answer, but I try to kind of upgrade the ability to read yourself chart, and you can be kind of more wise life if you recognize your chart. Let's just start from, this is too complicated, so let's just delete the fire and maybe delete the child. So I just want to compare the wealth spirit with the mother spirit. Mother spirit is an input, and then we talked in last week, wealth spirit is the output of output. Because when we see the child spirit as an output, the wealth spirit, the wood, become the output of the water. So those 2 sides are the output realm. So this is like that. The child spirit and the wealth spirit are in the output realm, and the mother spirit and official spirit is in the input realm. I consider this wealth spirit as an output side and the mother spirit as an input side. So that's one analogy to compare input versus output to determine what energy the chart has more. Is my chart has more input or more output? Usually input person are more introvert, not always, and output oriented person are relatively more outroverted, more outgoing. So as the Dynamite Diva said, you have full of wood and you are the earth. If you consider your daily master is earth and you have full of wood, that means your official spirit, the wood, is dominant in your chart, and then that makes your chart weak. Let's start from here. And for the input and output aspect, so your daily master is earth and wood is large like that. I'm exaggerating this. So we can consider your input realm is a little bit bigger than output realm. We can start from here. There are two things in the input and then two elements, two spirits in the output. But the official spirit doesn't make the chart strong, only mother spirit. So how much fire your chart has, that one will determine your chart is relatively strong or weak. But for just full of wood as an official spirit dominant chart, that makes chart weak. So usually when my side is strong, the other side, the three elements on the other side could be the Yongshin, which means preferable energy. And when the other side is strong and then chart is weak, usually my side element become the Yongshin, the mother or the friendship spirit. So in this case, I don't know. It's quite pretty much balanced chart. The earth is really strong. Wood is stronger, but earth is in metal side, and then they are kind of in like together here. I still consider wood is a little bit bigger, larger. So I think this chart is a little bit weaker side. Zero fire. Okay, that is my problem. No, that is not the problem. There's one more question. Is the goat the animal you would use to compare compatibility with other charts? Oh, compatibility, like am I compatible with that person or not? That's different story. The goat, do you have goat? There are many theories of that, and then that compatibility could be really complicated. I'll do that later, but like in classic, if there is like combinational aspect, like goat is part of triple combination of wood. So either the goat meets the boar, high water, or the rabbit, the Mao wood. That is considered as one of the good compatibility. And also there are another combination that goat with horse. The classic said that one is also one of the good compatibility, goat horse together. Like if you have a goat and then another person has a horse in the same location, like if the goat is on the daily branch and another person has the horse on the daily branch as well, then one kind of makes the good compatibility. But that's not 100%. That's about, I will say about 20 to 30%. There's a meaning of that, the combinational aspect. And if there's a clash, there's a meaning of that, but it doesn't really critically determine the compatibility. It's maybe too much, but first, good compatibility, I might say about 40 to 50% of the compatibility question is about the Yongshin. If you have same Yongshin or same dominant energy, those people are quite compatible because the Yongshin is preferable energy that I want to use, and dominant energy is the energy that I am overwhelmed by. Those thinking and mind could be really matched together. So that is one thing, the same Yongshin and same dominant energy. And one character versus the other character, that one is kind of minor. So we have to figure out many different things. There are also like Shin Metal Daily Master with the goat person should meet a certain animal. Like a lot of stars are working through that. It's a lot of stars theory, but I don't find critical meaning for that. But there is a reason for that. And the reason of how star works are all about this 5 elemental energy. The crux is the 5 element. And if you know the dynamic of the elements, it will easy to understand the stars as well. First, good compatibility. About 40 to 50% of the compatibility question is about the Yongshin. There's a wealth spirit dominant and mother spirit dominant. Let's compare those two. My purpose of this live stream is not about reading the chart and then just give you guys answer, but I try to kind of upgrade the ability to read yourself chart, and you can be kind of more wise life if you recognize your chart. Let's just start from, this is too complicated, so let's just delete the fire and maybe delete the child. So I just want to compare the wealth spirit with the mother spirit. Mother spirit is an input, and then we talked in last week, wealth spirit is the output of output. Because when we see the child spirit as an output, the wealth spirit, the wood, become the output of the water. So those two sides are the output realm. So this is like that. The child spirit and the wealth spirit are in the output realm, and the mother spirit and official spirit is in the input realm. I consider this wealth spirit as an output side and the mother spirit as an input side. So that's one analogy to compare input versus output to determine what energy the chart has more. Is my chart has more input or more output? Usually input person are more introvert, not always, and output oriented person are relatively more outroverted, more outgoing. So as the Dynamite Diva said, you have full of wood and you are the earth. If you consider your daily master is earth and you have full of wood, that means your official spirit, the wood, is dominant in your chart, and then that makes your chart weak. Let's start from here. And for the input and output aspect, so your daily master is earth and wood is large like that. I'm exaggerating this. So we can consider your input realm is a little bit bigger than output realm. We can start from here. There are two things in the input and then two elements, two spirits in the output. But the official spirit doesn't make the chart strong, only mother spirit. So how much fire your chart has, that one will determine your chart is relatively strong or weak. But for just full of wood as an official spirit dominant chart, that makes chart weak. So usually when my side is strong, the other side, the three elements on the other side could be the Yongshin, which means preferable energy. And when the other side is strong and then chart is weak, usually my side element become the Yongshin, the mother or the friendship spirit. So in this case, I don't know. It's quite pretty much balanced chart. The earth is really strong. Wood is stronger, but earth is in metal side, and then they are kind of in like together here. I still consider wood is a little bit bigger, larger. So I think this chart is a little bit weaker side. Zero fire. Okay, that is my problem. No, that is not the problem. There's one more question. Is the goat the animal you would use to compare compatibility with other charts? Oh, compatibility, like am I compatible with that person or not? That's different story. The goat, do you have goat? There are many theories of that, and then that compatibility could be really complicated. I will do that later, but like in classic, if there is like combinational aspect, like goat is part of triple combination of wood. So either the goat meets the boar, high water, or the rabbit, the Mao wood. That is considered as one of the good compatibility. And also there are another combination that goat with horse. The classic said that one is also one of the good compatibility, goat horse together. Like if you have a goat and then another person has a horse in the same location, Like if the goat is on the daily branch and another person has the horse on the daily branch as well, then one kind of makes the good compatibility. But that's not 100%. That's about, I will say about 20 to 30%. There's a meaning of that, the combinational aspect. And if there's a clash, there's a meaning of that, but it doesn't really critically determine the compatibility. It's maybe too much, but first, good compatibility, I might say about 40 to 50% of the compatibility question is about the Yongshin. If you have same Yongshin or same dominant energy, those people are quite compatible because the Yongshin is preferable energy that I want to use, and dominant energy is the energy that I am overwhelmed by. Those thinking and mind could be really matched together. So that is one thing, the same Yongshin and same dominant energy. And one character versus the other character, that one is kind of minor. So we have to figure out many different things. There are also like Shin Metal Daily Master with the goat person should meet like certain animal. Like a lot of stars are working through that. It's a lot of stars theory, but I don't find critical meaning for that. But there is a reason for that. And the reason of how star works are all about this 5 elemental energy. The crux is the 5 element. And if you know the dynamic of the elements, you will easy to understand the stars as well. And the compatible actually already innate, already in my chart. Compatibility is already in my chart because like if there is a, let's say, I'll just draw this wealth spirit smaller and mother spirit is still big, maybe myself a little bit bigger. So if this is a male chart, let's assume this is a male chart, metal daily master. It could be male if somebody has male and female relationship, and then if somebody has male to male relationship or female to female relationship, you guys should figure out is my side is if I am more male side or more female side, like that. So anyway, this is the male side chart, and usually the wealth spirit for the male chart is the romantic relationship, partner, wife. Wealth spirit is also father. So if we compare the size of the wealth spirit versus myself as a friendship spirit, the daily master's energy, we can easily figure out the power dynamic between those two. Whoever you meet, whoever this person meet, this power dynamic works. So I might have to change this as a earth dominant chart. I put the earth and metal here, so earth get bigger and metal get a little bit bigger, and there's not this small but smaller wood. It is at least smaller than this. There are 2 wood, tiger and rabbit, and then now it is decreased due to the metal and earth. So in this case, wood looks really small, and then wood is the wealth spirit for the metal daily master. Whoever this person meet, this person always like dominate in the relation. So that is the first thing we want to see. And in the other one, like maybe the wealth spirit could be bigger like that. Like if the hourly pillar is like that. Now there are 3 wealth spirit as a wood, and then the wood gets bigger. I'll just make sure like really dominant wood chart. I just make real dominant wood. The earth mother spirit gets really small. Metal become really small. So same thing, the wealth spirit is usually considered as a romantic relationship for the male chart. If somebody is born like this, that person always meet someone as a romantic relationship who is more dominant than me, than myself. So whoever that is compatible with me or not, it doesn't really matter actually. Anyway, I'm overwhelmed by the wealth spirit, so I have to figure out how to make this one more balanced, and that is in myself, in my chart, not about really compatible theories by the stars. And that's quite advanced theory, but let's let's compare those two, like if mother spirit is dominant versus if the wealth spirit is dominant. I said my mother spirit and friendship spirit is my side. These two are my side. And if my side is larger, either mother spirit dominant or friendship spirit dominant, there are two ways to figure out my side dominant, the strong chart. If they are full of metal, full of daily master's element that is also strong, and if mother spirit, the element that support daily master, if that element is dominant, that is also considered as strong chart as my side. So if my side is dominant, those people are more self-respect, more self-respect. If that is really severe, it could be selfish. Because my side is dominant, so everything has to follow my opinion. Everything has to listen to me, like that. So it can become selfish. But if that person is smart enough, you can recognize just self-respectness and then not being selfish. It's a little bit different word, right? It's the same thing, but it's different. I usually describe the mother spirit dominant people as like prince or princess, because they act like that. They act like somebody has to serve me or somebody has to kind of help me, like that. That is a kind of good way to live this life. But other people, like this wealth spirit, might think, oh, that person is maybe selfish, more selfish than me in the eyes of the wood. But the crux is actually the mother spirit dominant people are really good at being loved by somebody, being loved by mom, being loved by just anybody, because they act like that. They act like they want to be loved. And that is the meaning of input. The input means it is nourishing me. It is kind of loving me. So they are familiar with that. It could be a dependent, like I don't do anything, but other people, they want other people to do my stuff. So that's like the prince and princess mind. And because there are many people who help this person, sometimes they have kind of lack of driving force, which is output. They usually have weak output. So it's very, we have to be really careful if someone has this kind of chart, especially if someone's child is mother spirit dominant. We have to really be careful to watch that child to not to be like flower in the shelter. It is the mother's problem, actually. Mother tries to just take this child inside, hold that child inside, not allowed to go out as an output. So it could be really that driving force, weak driving force, come from that, from the mother. And maybe this person, the input source is also like study. So this person might study more and work less. And if we think the mother spirit as a mother, and I said wealth spirit is the father, and we can directly compare mother-father relationship. If mother spirit is dominant, it literally means father is weak, mother's influence might be more than or stronger than father's influence. Grayson, I do not do personal chart reading here. You can contact me at my email. This is a lecture. So, well, someday I will. I want to give you guys fair opportunity, so I cannot really do someone's personal chart only. Yeah, in the mother spirit. Thank you. Yeah, so if we consider this mother spirit is weak, now we also have to look at the wealth spirit. Mother spirit is strong, and usually if mother spirit is strong, wealth spirit is really weak, because that's a controlling cycle. This wealth spirit is literally mean the wealth, prosperity, money, any kind of outcome and result that I make, that daily master make. So it looks like the wealth and prosperity and money aspect looks smaller than what I have. What I have is my side. What I have is friendship spirit and mother spirit together. That is the source of my being. And the result that I create as an outcome can be the wealth spirit. So this person might think, oh, whatever I have, whatever I make, whatever I create, that is not really satisfied. That always looks smaller than what I am. Could be always feel like the money is not enough. Tend to become more money-oriented person because every person or animals, they are kind of tending to follow what I don't have. It's like in summer, we want to find a cool place, and in winter, we want to find a warm place. That's the analogy of that. So if my side is dominant, usually this person try to achieve the other side, especially in this case, wealth spirit. And that is called Yongshin, preferable energy, what I want to pursue, what I want to follow. So in this kind of structure, usually strong person try to achieve the money as a wealth spirit. Friendship spirit's size is usually almost similar as how much wealth, how much prosperity, how much money that this person can get. So now it is a different game. Now this person can get these amount of the wealth. Gray zone. Mine is 4 wood, 2 fires. Tends to be a yang dominant chart. Wood fire dominant chart. I consider wood fire as a yang aspect, so it is like yang dominant. Depending on your daily master, there could be a really strong chart. There could be a really weak chart. Jamie, so a person will seek to improve the element on their weak side to improve balance, such as relationships or wealth. Yeah, that's exactly true. And that is the way we want to make our chart towards the balanced way. But at the same time, we are familiar with what I already just have, and then just follow the habit, sometimes bad habits that I follow. Like if this person, I said, the mother spirit dominant people are relatively more self-respect and relatively more selfish. So there is a choice that would I be a selfish person or just recognize I'm already strong, recognize I have a lot of things, and then focusing on that output aspect, like selfless aspect. So that's the choice of us. Strong people usually has to focus more on output as a selfless and helping other people use my energy to the world. But usually they want to get more because they are already strong. For their eyes, other people looks weak. So there are much more stuff to take from the weak people. It is our choice, yeah. And that's why the weak people, like for example, if the wealth is like this dominant and mother spirit is really weak, myself is really weak, what should this person do? Follow this wealth or follow this mother spirit? That is this person's choice. Because like it looks like the wealth is dominant, looks like money, there are a lot of money, but actually we need to compare those two. Friendship spirit's size is usually almost similar as how much wealth, how much prosperity, how much money that this person can get. So size of myself, maybe this one plus this one, because those two are my side. This person can only get this amount and then cannot really get that. And then the other portion of the wealth spirit is shown as just desire for that. This person might have a lot of dream. Oh, I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to do that. Oh, this might be a good chance. That might be a good chance to invest. Oh, somebody said that one has some kind of opportunity. So I will just put my money or my friend's money or my parents' money, all of that, and then lost everything. What this kind of person has to do is study, actually. Input as a study. So be an expert in one field, and that is the key of make the balance of this chart. If this person study more and more and more and more, now the mother spirit gets larger. It's not shown in the chart, but this person can increase this mother spirit as a learning, as a cultivating, or meeting a really great teacher. That one also counts. And also friendship. Friendship is like people around the world. being making a really good relationship with people, that one also increase this friendship spirit a little bit. So now it is different game. Now this person can get these amount of the wealth. So it is totally different from these two small amount. Still, this person cannot get large wealth spirit, all of them, but the only way this person can do is increase the mother spirit's element as an input, increase friendship spirit. That is the key to make a chart more balanced. So usually wealth spirit dominant person is quite opposite from the mother spirit dominant. And because mother is weaker, usually mother is weak, this person has less self-respect. Because my side energy is more like my ego, my self-respect, independency, like that. So that's more or less in this person, which means this person could be more selfless, more living for other people, more helping others. And then there are a lot of people, a lot of successful people who are selfless, and that's the way this person live. So because this person is not good at being loved, actually the desire is more like to being loved, but the action and behavior is not like that. They kind of act like living for other people. So more like giving love to other people. So opposite from prince or princess. So this person could be more like a server for others. So that's another way. Like if this person start living like a prince or princess, not that kind of less giving aspect and more increased receiving, and that one also makes this chart a little bit balanced because receiving from others is mother spirit, and giving is the output as a child spirit. And if this person give more, this child spirit will increase the wealth more and more. Same as what I said, as a financial aspect, wealth spirit is too much. The only amount of the friendship plus mother spirit is the amount that this person can get. The same analogy, if the strong person full of mother and friendship, we can do same. This person can get all of the money that is shown in the chart, but it still looks smaller than what this person has. So not that the dissatisfaction comes from this. If a person is strong, very strong in one element, will they normally stay away from the same element so they will not become too excessive? Yeah, that's the simple and the very effective way to make the chart towards the balanced side. If the friendship spirit is really dominant as myself, I have to really watch out the friendship spirit, which means the people around the world. They are used to do something together with other people, but sometimes they are betrayed by them. So they have to watch out the friendship spirit. And also, like, the mother spirit is this big. This person has to get out from the mother's influence quickly. Like, if this person keep relying on this mother, the growth rate is really slow. The speed of the development of this person become really slow under this mom. This person has to get out of that. And also, if the people chart is like that, wealth spirit dominant, and for the male chart, it is the romantic relationship. So usually this person is desiring for this romantic relationship, but quite not successful because it is too small. It is quite smaller than the wealth. So this person cannot really dominate in the relationship, cannot be really dominant in the relationship. So this person should stop desiring for seeking another woman or seeking another guy, and stop that, and then try to cultivate myself, try to increase my mother spirit first, and then make myself larger, then seek for the wealth. That's the way. I really appreciate. Thanks for Western. Thank you. So that is comparing between mother spirit and wealth. There's one more question. Does the 5 element affect the weather Yes, always. But it is not about. You can apply wood fire as a hot and metal water as a cool and cold. Earth is in the middle. But when we look at the pillar, like this is today's pillar. Today it looked like there are more yang dominant wood and earth that contains wood and fire. So we can consider today's weather was a little bit warmer side, but it is not that simple. The weather, forecasting the weather is not that simple. We have to put the more stuff beyond the five element. There are the Wu Yun Liu Qi. It is the kind of desires of these characters. It is kind of much more advanced level. We have to do that. If we study that, we can also calculate and predict kind of size and form and structure of the cloud and kind of start reading the flow of the atmosphere. And that is kind of another level. It is not as simple as like wood fire is warm day or metal water is cold day. But sometimes if really strong metal day comes, the weather become really dry. And if there is a lot of goat with little amount of water like today, it could be a little humid. There are a lot of field we want to study. Have observed many cases that the married couple's relationship get worse after the childbirth. And that happens with this. This is another chart that I bring to get today. And it was based on someone's question. And I'll just go really quick for that. The fire is daily master, and then looks fire's energy is really big. And earth looks second largest. There's no metal, there's no wood, and there's little water there, and the yearly pillar. Can the program you use be downloaded? No, I'm just using the PowerPoint, the Microsoft. Will the wood counterflow on the metal causing it to get even smaller? Counterflow onto the metal. In this case, if the small wood counterflow onto the metal causing it to get even smaller, it's not become smaller, it is just less powerful. So it's not really a big difference, but with the earth, the metal's energy is much bigger. The large wood would flow onto the metal. I kind of get what you're asking, but not exactly. Yeah, metal controls the wood. That's this chart. The strong metal controls this wood, but wood try to overcome, right? Wood try to overcome this controlling aspect. It's like the wood is really small. Like if the tree is really small, and then if the strong person tries to cut that tree with the saw, and the heat is producing from that, and there's one way to consider. And that is the way how this wood want to control this metal. Like wood itself cannot really fight with the metal because metal's too big. So the way this wood can do is producing fire, generate fire, let this fire control the metal. And this is the analogy that if this is a male chart, if this guy controls this wood too much, which means desire for the woman, this wood as a wealth spirit, the romantic relationship partner of this metal, produces child and then controls this father. Without this child, the child is child of this wood. This is an official spirit, I said. This is an official for the metal, but it is child of the wood. So usually official spirit become the children for the male chart. And we all have observed many cases that the married couple's relationship get worse after the childbirth. And that happens with this. In this case, that's really balanced picture because metal is weak and metal is strong and the wealth is weak. So if this producing controls this metal, that's kind of more balanced picture. But in this case, if the strong wood produces fire, and if this large fire controls this metal, Metal is already small, but the desire of this metal kind of produces official spirit as a child or children, and then it controls the daily master again. So it becomes smaller after childbirth, after having a child. And that's right, that happens in medicine as well. The metal and wood relationship is between the lung and the liver, lung and the gallbladder, like that. And then those two relationships should be balanced. Metal suppressing and the wood uprising should be balanced. And then if it's not balanced, the fire, pathogenic fire, could be created from that. And then that one attacks the metal organ, the lung, and the lung become like pneumonic situation, something like that. If my wealth element is metal, daily master fire, does it mean I need to act like earth to get wealth element? It depends on your partiality. So you're talking about this, right? Your daily master is fire, and then to get the wealth spirit, you have to produce this earth to get the wealth, right? So that's what I'm saying. If you are a strong person, I mean the strong chart as daily master, if either daily master is strong, the friendship spirit, or if mother spirit is strong, and if earth is really small, I'm exaggerating this size. If friendship spirit and mother spirit, the wood fire is dominant, and you want to get this small wealth as a metal, then you want to increase this earth as a, what did you say? Trust and community. Yeah, to get the wealth element, if you are like that. But in other case, it will be different. If you are really weak, your daily master is weak, and if the wealth spirit is this big, if you produce this earth element as the trust and community, and then it will only increase this wealth spirit, and yourself becomes smaller. So it is, I cannot say it is a good way if you are a weak fire chart. In this case, you have to focus on maybe mother spirit more, the wood element. That's the power dynamic. Air and fire are male, water and earth are feminine receptive. This is so strong metal chart. Is Ren water tiger wood this year makes more balance, or his official elements grow stronger and he should work with official element. Strong metal chart. Usually if that chart is strong metal, that is our example, right? The Ren water tiger year would be a good year for this chart for make more balance, because water wood, Ren water with the tiger is increasing. It is adding up the water and wood energy to this chart, so it makes more balance. Or his official element grows stronger and he should work. That one as well. If his official spirit is also dominant, it should be connected together, the wood to fire. So it is a good chance, like rainwater tiger year has some positive meaning for earning money, and then if it is connected with the official spirit, he can or she can consider about connecting with the official, which means the government stuff or school and any kind of that organizational energy. Earlier I was referring to the insulting cycle, also known as a Wu cycle. Essentially it is a counterflow. Yeah, that is a opposite of the controlling cycle, right? Like metal controls wood, and then wood can counter control, counteract to the metal. So in this case, if wood is really strong, what exactly you said is happening, because metal is actually controlling the wood. Metal should control the wood in the 5-element cycle, but if wood is too large, this metal cannot really control this wood. But instead of that, this wood will counter control the metal. That is the Wu cycle. The element that is supposed to be controlled by other element, if that element is really big, they kind of reverse control this metal. Okay, I will cover this chart maybe next week. I'm running out of time for today. Any last question you have? But that is good to think about. The air and fire are male, water and earth or feminine as a receptive. I'll think about that. Weak metal daily master, what to do in 2022 to gain more money in career. I just explained that. Be more prepared, more study, more learning, and then being more expert in your field, and then try to get money. Not just invest your money to something. Yeah, you have to be prepared more. If you're going to metal luck cycle, that naturally gives you more money, right? And more strength for your daily master. So you can use that power to gather the people or study more to do that, then research more. Can you cover how official works? Yeah, I will prepare the official spirits for next week. Should a young wood day master look for a career during Earth Monkey Month? Earth Monkey Month means August in this year, right? It depends on young wood day master can have dominant energy with wood or water. It depending on what's your dominant energy and what's your Yongshin. I Ching and Batsa can work together very well. You can use I Ching for there's another study about using I Ching to, the method is using I Ching, and then the interpretation is using Batsa theory. So it can be used as a divination method. Yeah, they share the similar principle, so you can combine together. Okay, the last one. If a strong daily master person does not have output element in his chart, can the person amass wealth? The answer is yes, you can. As I talked about the output, there are two kinds of output, child spirit and the wealth. And if strong person meet the wealth or child spirit year or the great luck cycle, that person can surely produce the wealth. Yeah, I will explain the I Ching method later. Yeah, that's really complicated though. Okay, this is for today's session. I will see you guys next week. A lot of questions today. So, all right. Thank you, everyone.